Hello and welcome to Ability Zone. I am Paul Amadeus Lane, your host and Abilities Expo ambassador. I am so excited. You're so excited. Why? Abilities Expo is coming to Houston. We're just days away from the crew, all these great companies and organizations coming out to showcase to you some of the latest and greatest things when it comes to accessibility, living, lifestyle, workshops, you name it, we got you covered. Now, the first thing we want you to do is we want you to register. How easy is it to register? Well, if you look right now on the screen, this is the easiest way to register. Go to abilities.com. And what you do right there is you click on register. And it's a more pleasant experience than registering, than just showing up. I'm telling you, put your name down, your demographics. They're going to ask you, how'd you hear about it? You put ambassador, you put Paul Amadeus Lane. That's what you do. You can put David Kors, you can put Kevin Laura, you can put anybody who told you about the event. Now, the event kicks off on Friday, August 3rd, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday, August 4th, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then Sunday, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Where's it going to be at? The NRG Center. It's going to be in Hall E. Now, the latest numbers that we had, according to a census of persons living with disabilities, was back in 2015. Back then, it said over 40 million, nearly 40 million Americans are dealing with some type of disability. And when it comes to that, there comes a number of challenges that comes with being a member of the disabled community. I live it every day, being a C6 quadriplegic. There are challenges out there. And that's why I'm so happy that we have the Abilities Expo to help guide us and to help us to be able to deal with those challenges with the workshops and everything. There's some great workshops that's going to take place at the Abilities Expo. The best way to find out what workshop is best for you is to go to our website, abilities.com, and there you click on workshops. Plan your abilities experience. Look at all these great workshops. The application of power seating functions beyond the basics, accessible home design. This is like a gold mine right here. So make sure you definitely check it out. That is my good friend, Christina Rhodes right there. She's awesome. Make sure you go and check her out about mindfulness and meditation. Well, on this edition of Ability Zone, we're going to catch up with an exhibitor that's really helping meet the needs of a specific group of persons living with disabilities. What disability is that? Well, my next guest is going to talk about it. And I am so happy to have with me right now, having the president, he's affectionately known as Paige's dad, of Funtronic USA, Dave Borhill. Dave, how you doing, my friend?
Very good, thank you.
Dave, it's awesome to have you. You have a special guest. We have Paige along with us too.
Paigey, come on. Let's see, there you go, Paigey.
She is
she's been a little shy right now.
No, but she's adorable, and glad to have her with us on the interview, because she makes us both look better, as beautiful as she is. So Dave, talk about what made you want to come to the Abilities Expo in Houston, and then we'll delve into what made you create this innovation.
So late last year, my wife and I took Paige, who you can see now, to Italy for intensive physical therapy. Paige cannot walk or talk, and we wanted to try a new therapy with her that we found in Italy. While we were there, each day she used this interactive projector for occupational therapy, and we were amazed at how she paid attention to her therapies and seemed to really enjoy them. So my wife obviously gave me the look that we are buying one for home, and we did. And we then reached out to the company after seeing how much she loved using it at home. to find out about, bringing the product to the U.S. because it currently was not available in the U.S. And we thought other children should be able to benefit from this product like our daughter did. So that's how we started Funtronic USA. And earlier this year, we attended the Abilities Expo in New Jersey. And we had a great time there and met a lot of awesome people. And we decided just to, go to a few other shows. And Houston is the next one up.
And Dave, what I really like about what you and your wife decided to do was you saw a need as parents of a disabled child, and you were like, I know this is helping my child, but I want to help others. Talk about that close-knit attitude that we have, because same thing happened to me when I got injured over 25 years ago. My parents just really had that camaraderie with other parents who were dealing with children who had a form of disability. Talk about just that camaraderie and why that really moved you to want to help others.
A lot of people don't really understand unless you have a special needs child, or, how, I don't want to say difficult, but how much work goes into it, all the things that, we do on a daily basis to care for our child that, a lot of people don't have to deal with. I mean, usually on a daily basis, wouldn't be surprising to have Paige have a seizure in my arms, or, I'm still changing diapers at 13, something I never thought I would have done 13 years ago. And it just seems like, there's a bond with all these families that everybody shares information. If you hear something, people post it online. We saw this product, we found this, we went to this resort, and they were great for special needs kids. So it's just, it's a totally different experience, and it's just, everybody just seems to want to help each other, provide the best we can for our children.
And what I like about it too, Dave, is just the genuineness that we all have to deal with every day on a daily basis when it comes to caring for a child with special needs, caring for children who have forms of disabilities. Because I know, like with me, mine happened when I was 22 years old, and my parents kind of had the same idea of you, from 5 years old or 4 years old to 22. They didn't have to change my diapers no more. But then now, 22 years old, now I have to go back to get my diaper changed, leg bags, all the things that go through. And I really admire what you and your family, saw your beautiful mother-in-law earlier before we came on the air, just the support group that you guys have. And now bringing this innovation to the United States so that we can take a look at it. And we have a treat too, David. We have some video. So we're going to check out some video and you can let us know just a little bit about what we're seeing in this video. So we're gonna cue that up. And what are we looking at right here?
So that's Paige and her occupational therapist, and it's a bowling game. And, to you and I, we would just throw a ball at it and knock the pins down. But for Paige, her and her therapist work on crossing over midline, which any occupational therapist will know what I'm talking about when I say that. Paige has no issues really. She has no issues really reaching forward, but to cross her hands, kind of like, I don't know if you can see in the video, but to cross her hands across the mid of her body, she has issues doing. And the bowling game, she loves reaching for the pins. And, we have an old style bowling game with pins, and, you had to set them up every time she knocked them down. And this is great. I just pushed the button and the bowling pins reset. And it's a great therapeutic game for her. And,
when I can't look at that without tearing up, my friend, when I first saw the video, because, I know how, for me, when I became a quadriplegic, being able to discover different things that I wasn't able to do and having my parents' reaction from it, it really touches my heart, because, I know the feeling inside where you're able to accomplish certain things and your parents see it, they're like, go for it, you're able to do it. And Dave, we have another video too. And please walk us through this one right here.
So this one is called the leaves game. Obviously it's leaves on the ground, and the sound sounds like the leaves. Now, Paige, can't play outside in a pile of leaves. So this gives the sound and look of leaves, but not just the sound and the look. We also, if we're sitting with her, we'll work with her to keep her hands open, because a lot of times Paige will fist. So we'll sit with her on the floor, help her open her hand up and wipe the leaves. And sometimes, just like she's doing here, she's alone. She just loves to like crawl around and swipe the leaves, just like any kid would do in a pile of leaves outside.
That makes a lot of sense, and she can be able to experience that, and just her, the way she's interacting is just totally awesome. Now, what's been some of the feedback? Have you been able to share this type of technology with other kids with special needs, and what has been their interaction when they were able to do these kind of things?
So at the Abilities Expo in New York and New Jersey, we had, hundreds of kids come by and play with it. And the smiles on their faces, it just, it couldn't help but bring tears to my eyes at points, because when you saw parents even smile when they saw their kids, play with the leaves or play with the water or knock the bowling pins down. And over the past few months, my wife and I have been, doing demonstrations for different schools in the New York area. And typically the schools will bring their kids, to the demonstration and let them play. And just the smile on the kids' faces when they play with these games, it's just, it touches you. Obviously it's going to touch me as a dad with, whose daughter has special needs, but I can't see it not touching anybody that just watches these children who have to, overcome things that most of us don't even think about, smile, laugh, and giggle. It's a great feeling.
That is so true. And we have another video too we're going to queue up, and you can give us a play-by-play of what's happening here. What are we noticing here?
So this is Paige, and that's Annette in the background. And you could see a little bit of Jake's hands because he loves to help his sister. And now you can see Jake. This is a balloon game. There's a couple different balloon games. This one sends the most balloons out. We usually use it, again, for Paige to try to reach for things. So we usually use, when it's just her, we use a slower version. So there's one balloon at a time. So it gives Paige a chance to identify the balloon, find the balloon, and reach for the balloon, and then pop the balloon, and it makes a popping sound. And you can see in this video, she's reaching for the balloons with help from her brother sometimes, because that's what good brothers do. Nice.
She plays well. That's the cool thing about it. I know with my siblings, a little bit of sibling rivalry, but it's good to see Paige playing well with her brother. But I'm sure it's like all kids, they can get kind of rambunctious at times together, right?
Absolutely.
So Dave, at the Abilities Expo, what are some of the attendees going to be able to experience? Will they be able to have the full experience like what happened in New York? Will there be things that they can try out and their parents? Talk about what they can plan to experience at the Abilities Expo in Houston.
So we are bringing, I actually finished packing it last night. We are bringing the projector, the stand, everything that we have in our house will now be in Houston starting Friday afternoon. All the games will be there. Parents and kids can try out all the games they want. They can pop the balloons, play in the water, play with the leaves, do whatever they want. We'll be there for 3 days. So
Dave, if one's like to find out more information about Funtronic USA, how can they go about that?
So we have a website, www.funtronicusa.com. They could also email me at david@funtronicusa.com, or they could follow us on Facebook under funtronicusa.com. Nice and easy.
I love it. And Dave, before I let you go, what has been the feedback from the rehab community, the OTs, the PTs, when they're able to see this? Because at the Abilities Expo, OTs and PTs, they come out too, not just members of my community go out there, but they too. What's been their kind of feedback when they see this?
So the feedback has been amazing. When we decided to start this, you're always a little nervous. Just because we love it doesn't mean other people are going to love it. But as we've been demonstrating it, the feedback has been amazing. Everybody seems to love it. I attended a physical therapy conference in Orlando, and all the physical therapists there were giving me ideas on how else to use it, things I never thought of. So the reception has just been absolutely amazing. And I just can't wait to continue showing it off around the country.
And Dave, I tell you, as a guy who covers tech and gaming, this is like next level, my friend. I'm so glad you brought this to the States so that we can take a look at it and be, introduced to it. And I don't think just you, and you may know, But I don't think you know just what you were able to accomplish by bringing that here and the lives you're going to touch. And I'm sure you have seen it on a small basis. But something tells me, Dave, that this is definitely going to transcend a lot of things out there. We're so thankful that you brought it.
No, and that's what it's all about. It's all about, giving back, helping other people, and improving the lives of those, that just have extra challenges. I treat Paige like, a typical kid. I do everything with her that I would with, my son. I don't let anything stop her, and she's my trooper. She doesn't give up either.
Awesome. And Paige, is great to see you, the beautiful Paige there. And Dave, thank you so much for joining us, and have a lot of fun at the Abilities Expo Houston coming up.
Thank you very much. Nice talking to you.
A huge shout out to Dave Borhill, Funtronic USA, and his lovely daughter, Paige. Did you enjoy that? I know I did. So make sure you go out to the Houston Abilities Expo. Check out this is great technology, this great innovation. Say hello to Dave. Tell him you saw him on Ability Zone with Paul Amadeus Lane. And please enjoy yourself at the show. Take care of yourself. And we can't forget about a few other housekeeping, things, right, Dave and Lou? What we want to do is let you know how you can register. So what you do is go to abilities.com and you click on the Houston Expo. Houston, we have an expo. Instead of Houston, we have a problem. You go there and you register. It's easy to register, and it makes getting in there a lot easier. You can also find out about transportation, about parking, and all the good things you want to know. So when you arrive, there are no surprises. And if you come up with any problems during the event, just make sure you chat with the ambassadors, chat with anybody in the purple or orange shirts. They will be able to assist you, and make sure that your experience at the Abilities Expo Houston is awesome and no problems. Until next time, this is Ability Zone. I'm your ambassador, Paul Amadeus Lane. Have fun, and we thank you, our exhibitors, for making this expo magnifique. Take care.